Hello, my name is Sara Bergeron. I am a first and second grade teacher at James Stevens Montessori in Evangeline Parish. The lesson you are about to see is a math lesson that uses strategies from the Eureka math curriculum. The objective states, students will learn to use place value strategies to add and subtract within 200. Prior to this lesson, students have learned various place value strategies that can be used for both addition and subtraction. To prepare for this lesson, my students and I have created posters with step-by-step checklists, examples of the strategies, higher order thinking math questions, and expectations for accountable talk within teams. By the end of second grade, students will use place value strategies to add and subtract within 1,000. This lesson builds a foundation for students to be successful with their goal because students will move from using the strategies with 2-digit numbers to using the strategies with 3-digit numbers. Teams in my classroom are composed of 4 students who vary in academic abilities and personalities. This gives students an opportunity to work with different types of learners and to have support from one another when needed. Each person at a team sits in a numbered order that starts with my highest performing student and ends with my struggling student. To support all learners, I have incorporated different collaborative activities that engage students to lead the lesson. This includes Kagan structures such as round table and corners. Also, I have created multi-level task cards that students will solve as teams during our math playoff game. These task cards are differentiated towards each student and will increase with difficulty each round. During the game, each student will have a job. Jobs will rotate each round so that every student has an opportunity to play each role. If the team solves the task card correctly within 7 minutes, they will score a touchdown for 6 points. If the team solves the task card correctly within 9 minutes, they will receive 3 points for a field goal. Team points will be tracked during all 4 rounds of the game. Welcome to our math class. We hope you enjoy it just as much as we do.
We're going to start off by doing a little refresher of some things that we've already learned. We're going to talk about our prior learning. Each person is going to get a turn to list one strategy that we've learned in class. It can be an addition strategy, or it could be a subtraction strategy. Now, when I write my idea down on my paper and I'll write my strategy down, I want to make sure my teammates know what this strategy is about. So I want to explain to them how the strategy is done step by step. How can I make sure they understand what I'm talking about? What can I do to really show them the steps of the strategy? Nala? Okay, I can use good words to explain step by step, but if they're still not seeing it, what can I do with my paper? Taylor?
Show it to me.
I can show them an example using that strategy if they're really struggling with this, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get started. Ooh, what strategy did you choose? The arrow? Good. You like that strategy? Are you explaining to them how to do it? Yep. I like how you're checking her work to make sure she's doing the right problem. Good job, guys. Which strategy? Oh, the arrow way? Oh, but y'all are using it for subtraction. They're doing addition. No, you don't have to use that. She's using the arrow way. So you take away. Make sure you tell them what you're taking away, what you're doing.
I'm taking away 20.
Good.
And then I take away 75.
Good. Very good. So why did you take away 20? Where did he get that 20 from? From the 25, right? Because it has 2 tenths, so you need to take away 20. Good job. I'm going to give you about 2 to 3 minutes to solve this one problem, okay? You can solve it any way you want. Make sure you show your work. When you are done, we're going to play corners, but don't go anywhere yet. We're going to talk about the rules of corners, and we're going to talk about what can we do within our corner. So right now, all you're going to do is solve and let me know when you're done. How can you show me when you're done solving your problem? Very good. Very easy ways to put a thumb in the air. Okay, you ready? It's a 129 plus 38. Markers ready?
Markers ready.
Go. Teacher?
Teacher, teacher, teacher.
If you solve using the arrow way, you will go to corner 1. Don't go yet. Don't go yet. Corner 1. If you solve using the place value discs, corner 2. If you solve using a place value chip model, the chip model, corner 3. If you solve using the vertical method, corner 4. Give me a thumb when you know where you're going. We are going to play a game called the Math Playoff Game. Everyone say, yeah! Yeah! Because we're excited to play this game, right? Now, let's quickly just review the rules. Rules of the playoff game. You have 7 minutes to do each task. You have 4 tasks in an envelope. Okay? Your team is going to work together to solve each task. Each task is going to be given 7 to 9 minutes to solve. If your team solves it correctly before the 7 minutes is up, you get a touchdown. Say touchdown.
Touchdown.
If your team needs extra time, but you finish before the 9 minutes, you get a field goal. Everyone say field goal.
Field goal.
We have different jobs for the game. We have a coach. The coach is the person who gets the task card, reads it to the team, and gets the play together, right? You tell your team, this is what we're going to do to solve this problem. Our safety is the person who checks the work after the running back is finished. The safety is also responsible for bringing me the task card to make sure you have the right answer so I can give you your score. Okay? You have about 1.5 minutes. She has time. Patriots for a touchdown.
So if you have one two teams is 3.
You would just have to make sure you're using your place value, which I think you have 2 really strong people here that can help you. That's up to you though, whatever one you want to use.
So he added 1 5 times, and he was supposed to add it 6 times.
Added 6 times. He added 5.
And I got 9, and I got 95, and he had 94. He or she.
He's answering no. Then do a different model, like chip model. It's now you got a word problem. You gotta do the word. Wait, what was on the side? Okay, 22. How many letters? I would want to say do 49 plus 71.
We're going to have a little share out. Who would like to share out what they think their team either did well or needs to improve on? Ethan.
I think we need to do a better job
we should do before we actually do it.
That's a good point. One more share out. Darren?
We need to work good, fast, but not too fast because we'll try to end up with the wrong answer and not get it right.
So he's talking about not rushing, right? We want to take our time, but use our time wisely to get it done. Good job, guys. Give yourselves a 10-finger woo. So today, we learned to use place value strategies to add and subtract within 200. And we did some two-step word problems. We did a find the error problem where you had to assess a student's work, find what they did wrong, and get the right answer for yourself and explain. So I want you to think about addition and subtraction and the strategies that we've learned about. How can we use those strategies, say, in science?
We have to use it for the moon problem.
Explain more about that. What was the moon problem about?
Gravity.
Gravity. And what were you trying to figure out on the task card? What was the question about?
How much the person would weight of Earth fit on the moon.
Good. So that's connected to science because it's about the difference of weight between the Earth and the moon. There was a problem today that connected to social studies. What is something that you learned about today? Madison.
We learned that they had our problem and it was about butter.
What about butter? It was telling you how they did what?
How long it took them to make it together.
Very good. Your answer ticket, you have two problems, so you can solve it one on each side. You can split one side and solve both of them on the same side. Okay. We have 154 plus 27 and 63 minus 39. Using any strategy you want. Write your name, solve both problems for me. Yes, ma'am? Okay, go. I'm giving you about 3 minutes. Timer's on.
The objective of my lesson was for students to use place value strategies to add and subtract within 200. I believe that my objective was met. Through teacher observation, questioning, and an exit ticket, I was able to collect data that allows me to identify students who fully understand the concept and students who need more instruction. My exit ticket data showed that 72% of my students were successful with addition and 80% of my students were successful in subtraction. This information allows me to plan my lessons accordingly so that students can truly master this skill. Therefore, my students will continue to learn different types of place value strategies for addition and subtraction. I will also use small group instruction and the Eureka Math Remediation Guide to assist students who struggled. Reflecting back on the lesson, I realized that there are things that I need to improve for future instruction. For example, while questioning students in whole group, I only called on those whose hands were raised. I am now utilizing a pick-a-stick system that gives all students an opportunity to speak. Another change that I would make is to give students more opportunities to ask questions. While I did hear student questioning during the lesson, I feel that the quality of the questions needs to improve. I am continuing to use my higher order thinking questions poster and giving students more time to create their own questions for our lessons in class. Thank you for considering me as Louisiana Teacher of the Year.